everybody, Juice from Juice's Arthropods today, and I'm really excited. I get to do a thing that I've absolutely never done before today, which is I'm going to rehouse my skeleton leg tarantulas. I realized this morning I have never dealt with a tarantula that is consistently buried under the ground. I'm not quite sure if they're fossorial. I think they're semi-fossorial, but I have never had to rehouse one that's buried. So I had to reach out to some friends who I'm going to credit here in a minute after we get through this. But, let's talk first about some of the supplies that we're going to need for this rehousing. So first and foremost, we're going to need a plastic bin just like this. I'm going to be putting one of the houses into the bin here, and then I'm going to have their current home over here. So that way, when I'm trying to slowly go through the process, if they decide to escape, I won't have to worry about them fleeing into my house. I will also have some tasty treats for them, some hornworms here. There's a couple tiny ones in there. These guys have actually never had a hornworm, so I figure, give it to them so that way once they're done stressing out a little bit, they have a little treat. And then, of course, we need our catch cup and a paintbrush. So these are going to be very crucial. This is in case I suck at this, which is a very real possibility. And this is just because I don't want to hurt them at the end of the day. I don't like to use anything that's going to be hard and abrasive. So these really soft bristles are going to be real easy for them. You may notice the gloves, these guys, just in case they decide to tag me with some of their urticating hairs, which they have actually on the front of their legs, which is weird. I just want to not deal with it at the end of the day. All right, now before we get started, one correction I want to make. I had said that the urticating hairs was on the front legs. I actually meant the pedipalp, so just because I know that's going to bother me if I don't correct it now. All right, so one other tool I forgot. I need to have some tongs. Now these are wooden tongs. This is just going to be for getting some of the mass pieces out of this. Now I'm not going to have the ability to edit anything as time goes, so it's just going to be us having a conversation as I attempt to get a spider out of here that doesn't want to be removed. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to remove the cork bark. Now I'm going to tap this a couple times. I want to make sure that I don't upset the spider. And I got to be very careful with this. So what I think I'm actually going to do is just start pulling out some of this first. And I apologize, guys. I have very shaky hands just naturally. So I'm just going to pull all the sphagnum moss out of here. The bowl that is hilariously sized now that it's, quite a bit bigger than it used to be. All right, get some of this out of here. All right, so I'm going to attempt to get the cork bark out. But I want to see if I can see where it's at. I don't see it there. So I should be okay. Just remove this with my hands. Word of advice, don't do what I'm doing right now. Yes, thing that has giant fangs. Could you please, could I just grab it up? Great idea, Juice. Super smart. Okay, now, I'm going to set this down, make sure. Oh, and if you look, I managed to grab it up with the cork bark. Now, look how cute it is and how worried. So we actually, we just made this maybe the easiest rehousing video on the planet. So now let's just move it slowly over here. Oh, it's okay, cutie. Yes, you're so precious. I promise I won't hurt you, and I'm so sorry that I stressed you out like that. That is not what I wanted to do at all, I promise. We're just gonna casually press it. Oh yeah, you're big and fat. You've clearly been eating. All right, so now I'm just gonna brush it a little bit. It's okay, I know. I'm gonna brush it behind. Maybe I can get it to move forward. Oh, see, it does this. I don't know if it's of the species or what, but this particular one has always done this where it just pretends like it would be the easiest meal if I was a bird. You can already see that it's starting to get its skeleton leg-like stripes at this age. My God, you are too fat. So I'm going to have to put this one on a diet for a little bit. Haven't seen it in so long, so I'm glad to see that it's doing okay. You can tell it's doing a real great job of just pretending like it's not a delicious spider. Okay, sweetie, it's okay. I'm just gonna push it a little bit more. Here, I tell you what, let's push it this way. I do not advise doing what I'm doing right now, guys. Oh no, it's being super cute. It's okay. All right, go ahead. Climb over there. Yeah. Let go. Okay, well, it does not want to leave. So, for the safety of the spider, I'm going to make it leave. Yeah. It's like, but Dad, you destroyed my home. I know. It's my fault. I'm a bastard. You know what I'm going to do? For just the sake of everybody, because this is not exactly going to be exciting, I'm going to just do this. I'm just going to put a lid on it. And I'm going to let him settle into his new home. All right, and we'll come back a little bit later and change that out. But all right, one down. All right, so this is my my second E.murinus. This one I'm a little bit more concerned with. They're a lot more skittish. So I'm going to take a little bit longer time with these guys. I am less inclined with this one to stick my hand in there, but we'll see if it's, since the last couple molts, if it's changed its tone. It was typically the one that I would see running around like a lunatic. This would be so much easier with less long little prongs here. All right, so I'm just getting rid of the sphagnum moss. I was just using the sphagnum moss essentially as humidity control. Okay. Now, I don't want to put in my hand, but I don't know if I can see a better option. Let's see if we can get lucky. I highly doubt we're going to get lucky twice, but we're going to keep watch over there. And we're just going to just slowly. Well, this is real exciting, guys, but at the end of the day, I just want to make sure I'm careful. I'm like 85% positive it's in there, but I would much rather just very quickly but softly unbury our little friend, if so. I know a lot of people like to kind of use water to get them out of there. I don't really want to stress them out that badly. And these guys are pretty good at burying themselves, so like I'm not too worried about them being a little covered in dirt for a second. As long as I'm gentle and I don't have a bunch of weight on top, we'll be totally fine. Yeah, I'm like 98% positive that I got him in that, but still want to be 100% positive. Oh, see, I'm sorry, buddy. See, I was concerned with this, and I'm glad I did this, because look, 98% positive, and I was wrong. All right, well, so, oh, you were such a good tarantula. I'm so sorry. You're like, what's going on, Dad? Well, I buried you, son. I'm a bastard. My apologies. See, I think it's just these guys' persona. They're just very chill spider. I'm sorry. There you go. Look at that. So chill. Love them. Absolutely love these guys. Now, I know that they're very little bit more rough when they get older, but so far as slings, man, my God, you guys have been eating like crazy. Maybe I'm going to hold off on the treats for you, but just as slings, they've been absolutely incredible. So gotta highly recommend these guys, and I'm hoping to one day, I'm nowhere close to being ready for this, but hoping to one day to be able to breed some tarantulas like these guys myself. So yeah, I mean, we were able to do both. Sorry it wasn't as exciting as I was hoping for, but at the end of the day, when you're rehousing a tarantula, anytime it can go relatively well is a pretty good day. Now I've got some live plants in here that are just absolutely dying, but wanted to give it a shot with some live moss. What I'll do is let them just kind of get settled in, and we'll see how they like it. And I'll do some video afterwards of them settled down. Real quick, I want to give a huge shout out to Rocky Mountain Spider Freaks on Instagram. I'm going to tag them below in this video as well. Really appreciate for the insight. I was very nervous doing this video. I mean, you saw the spider was still stuck in the soil, but I get really nervous with tarantulas because even the nicest tarantula in the world, it can go very bad very quickly. So I had to reach out to them and ask them, I'm like, hey, you guys are experts on this. Like, what would you recommend for doing any kind of fossorial or semi-fossorial spider like that? So thank you guys. I really appreciate you being help me with that. Hope you guys liked the video, even though it was honestly, it was kind of boring. I apologize, but to me, it went great. So I would much rather go that way than anything that would get us clicks, right? So if you liked it, like and subscribe. I appreciate it, and we'll talk real soon.